just freaking listen to me. You're
no,
supposed to turn that corner.
There's no door! What am I supposed to go through? There's no door! Well, you know what? Today is a special day. Or at least when I'm recording this is a special day. You may be viewing it on a non-special day. This is my intro to my dual awesomeness featurette, if you will, where Awesomeness Volume 14 is over on GameSpot, which is electronics entertainment awesomeness, talking about E3 and all that stuff over on GameSpot, or right here on GameSpot. I don't know where you're watching this. And on YouTube, we have Why So Awesomeness, Volume 15 of Awesomeness, which I give my impressions of The Dark Knight and talk about some of what I'm looking forward to coming up in the near future, movie-wise. So, if you're on GameSpot and viewing electronics entertainment awesomeness, make sure when you're done with this, hop over to YouTube. I'm sure there'll be links I'll put up, and watch Why So Awesomeness, and vice versa. If you're on YouTube watching this, my movie blog, pop over to GameSpot via the links and check it out there. But let's get into it. Let's start it off. This is Awesomeness. Welcome. Hopefully, you're coming over to me from GameSpot.com. But if you're not, hello, YouTubers. I'm Robert Burbank, Mr. Bojangles. Fat Bojangles here, Mr. Bogaganals on GameSpot, because I spelt it the fuck wrong. But anyway, this is not time for my backstory. It's a review of The Dark Knight and my impressions of upcoming films, which I've either seen trailers for or I'm just getting pumped about, some short impressions about those. But first, my full review of The Dark Knight. And if you watched my GameSpot video already, which is basically what I'm doing, just in case you haven't heard already, a two-part Awesomeness, which is my regular blog, one on GameSpot about video games and one here about movies. And so, this is the one about movies, just so you know. It's entitled Why So Awesomeness, after the line in The Dark Knight, why so serious? Heath Ledger rocked my world in that film. But anyway, moving on. My review of Dark Knight is forthcoming. Alright, anyway, so after this, if you haven't watched the one on GameSpot, I'll put a link up. I'll link you up a notch, and you can hop over to GameSpot and watch all my impressions about E3 and what have you. But anyway, let's get into my review of The Dark Knight. So I went in expecting a great movie and left wondering how a team of filmmakers can make a movie so makes that's what the effect was. I was speechless. My jaw was dropped almost the entire time I saw it the first time. I saw the midnight screening Friday night. The line wrapped around my movie theater, which is very big. It's one of the new AMC ones, the big ones, 16 movie theaters wrapped around, and not just single file. It was groups of chunks of like 10 people wrapped. It was insane. Everything sold out, barely get a seat. It was just me and my friends who were lucky to get next to each other. And I just, from the first moment you see the back of the Joker's head, you're pretty much know what you're going to expect. Heath Ledger delivered the performance of his lifetime in this film, no pun intended. Rest in peace, Heath Ledger, by the way. Condolences to his family and whatnot. He is captivating. He does not act in this movie. He became that person, and he just went on with daily life as this person. It was incredible. It was incredible. There's a scene very early on. He comes out, and he just, the scene in the trailers when he's talking to all the mob bosses. First of all, the trailer, barely anything from the trailer is in the actual cut of the film. They did very good by using alternate takes and alternate lines in the trailer. Like when he says, kill the Batman, he doesn't say it like he does in the trailer, and it's so special. I mean, they really did a good job. You think you watch the trailer so many times, you think he's gonna come out. These cops and lawyers wouldn't dare cross any of you. I mean, what happened? And that says it totally different. It's more like let's turn back the clocks. A year. He says it more real, and it's so. He says it less over the top than he does in the trailer, and it's so good. Every scene with Heath Ledger in it is incredible. Christian Bale, I mean, alright. I like him as an actor. I mean, Batman, I don't know. It's a ridiculous suit, first of all. If you haven't heard my... Let's go. It's ridiculous how he can't move his head at all. And they do make fun of that the whole time we were in line waiting for the movie. I was doing that the whole entire time. Just moving my head around like this, like, oh, I have to pick this up. And it was funny to me. But I don't know, they poke at stuff. There's tons of foreshadowing in this film. If you hear a line earlier on, you're going to hear it again tied into another part. I mean, it's a very multi-layered film, and some of it is on purpose, and some of it they may not even realized how awesome it is, and how much foreshadowing they're actually doing. It's a great film, an unexpected performance from Aaron Eckhart, who plays Harvey Dent, Two-Face. Just incredible, mind-blowing performances from those two. Gary Oldman, who played the police chief, Gordon, who played Lieutenant Gordon, also did very well. Christian Bale his Batman voice, he doesn't really nail it, but it's alright because I can't take his mouth. He's been talking. Oh Christ! I just spit in the camera lens. That's what I get for trying to talk like Christian Bale. I just can't nail it. I'm sorry about that. And then he goes on. He's like, I can't do it exactly. He's like, where is he? He doesn't move his top lip at all. I'll try to nail it. And this one's kind of up a little bit. Where is he? Where? The Joker. Do you know her? I don't know. He where is he? His lips are very weird sometimes. You're alone. You'll always be alone. It's really weird. The way his lips move, and because he has an English accent, and so I guess that's him trying to suppress it in a way, and also trying to make that ridiculous whisper voice. It's not bad. I'm not saying he's definitely the best of the Batmans. Anyway, so I mean, he doesn't really do much wrong to the part. But basically, what steals the show is the Joker and Harvey Dent and Two-Face are really the characters who pull this movie so far above mediocrity. It's hard to explain how good this movie really is. It's full of action. It's full of thrills. It's almost a movie asking to be an R-rated affair, but it's not. It just it keeps it PG, but it implies the things you would see in an R movie, like to a point where the Joker would hold a knife to someone, and you just think, what's gonna happen? What the scene in the ballroom where he confronts Rachel is just so tense. That's in the trailers. I'm not spoiling anything. I'm not gonna tell you what happens. It's just so intense. Every scene he's in is so thrilling, and the results sometimes are like, I would see that in our film. They do a really good job of keeping it somewhat clean, but very terrifying on the other hand. It's a very good movie all around. I'm not going to talk much more about it. You need to go see it. It's full of action, suspense, thrills. Absolutely incredible. I recommend it on every front. It's worth seeing it. We saw the midnight showing, got out at 3 o'clock. Stayed up all night because we were that pumped from it, and drinking and snorting all that coke. No, just drinking. We didn't snort it until the following day. No coke. No, well, they're drinking, no snorting coke. But we stayed up and we went to see the 10 a.m. showing, and then we saw it later, the next day. Yeah, the next day at my friend's birthday party. So I've seen it 3 times already. It's absolutely incredible. I recommend it. Not for the tiny children, but it makes this is the most realistic superhero movie ever made. I don't think that many could top it. Maybe they'll try to do it in Iron Man 2. I don't know. Because Iron Man was the most realistic superhero film to me, and then this came along and just blew it away. It had all the action from Iron Man. It had the comedy topping Iron Man with Joker. It's incredible. it's such a character. You have to see this movie. But anyway, I'll stop talking about that and go see The Dark Knight. Rest in peace, Heath Ledger. Great job, Christopher Nolan. Great job, everyone involved in that film. Excellent, excellent job. Moving on, some of my most anticipated movies of the rest of this year and a little bit into 2009. I've been seeing trailers for The Spirit. I'm a big fan of 300 and Sin City, and I started reading those books because of those movies. And now Frank Miller's directing. He wrote and directed a comic book adaptation that was not originally his own. I'm really interested to see how he does as a standalone director, not copying from a book that he wrote, but he actually wrote. I'm really excited to see what Frank Miller does with The Spirit. I don't really know much about it, so that's one I'm not going to investigate. I'm just going to wait to see the movie and maybe read about the comics. Righteous Kill with Al Pacino and Robert De Niro. I mean, it's your basic Robert De Niro, Al Pacino flick, running around screaming, shooting people. I don't really know exactly what the plot is about, but I'm interested in seeing it because it stars those two gentlemen as well as a host of others. Looks really good. I saw the trailer. I only saw the trailer once though, so I don't really know. I haven't beat it into my head what it's about. But that's the only other film I could think this year that might win the Oscar for Best Picture besides Dark Knight. It needs to be nominated for something. I'm excited for more Marvel movies coming up. I know they're doing Thor and Captain America, and then they're gonna do the Avengers. I'm really excited about that. But you know all that stuff. The Pineapple Express looks really funny. The one with James Franco and Seth Rogen from Superbad and Formula Virgin, all that stuff. That looks hilarious. I always thought James Franco was funny, especially when he was doing the smile in Spider-Man 3 when the girl asks her, "Is your pie okay?" He goes, so good. Hilarious. Killed me. I love it. Go watch it. It'll give you a cry. It'll make you shit your pants in laughter. I want to see Step Brothers, which is just... I love Talladega Nights, and those two together, for me, just really make my day. I know they're not everyone's tastes, but I just love it. Like when he says, with the shut your mouth thing, when he's in the line... When I got a haircut, they really fucked up my cowlick. I don't know. So that's why I look like an anime character when I turn this way. But anyway, Step Brothers just looks hilarious. I love Talladega Nights. Tropic Thunder looks hilarious. I'm not going to have time. I don't want to keep dragging this on, so go see these trailers. I'm not going to really explain what they're about. But Tropic Thunder, basically, it just looks hilarious. Robert Downey Jr. looks great in that. It looks to steal the show in that movie as well. Defiance with Daniel Craig about the, I think it's a group of Jewish people. Or Russians. Either one. Same thing. But, fighting back against the government. I forget exactly what it's about. I saw the trailer so long ago. Quantum of Solace with Daniel Craig. That I know a little bit. That trailer was phenomenal for Quantum of Solace because it reveals fucking nothing except that Bond is on the run. You have no idea what anything else is about. He jumps a bike onto a boat. That's fucking it. And the main Bond girl doesn't wear a bra. That's cool. That's all I know so far about the movie. Saw 5. I'm waiting for a trailer. That looks... I'm a big fan of the Saw series. I thought 4 was pretty good. I thought 3 were really shitty, but then they redeemed themselves with 4. I thought was pretty good. So I'm interested in 5. Quarantine, that new horror film, looks actually to redefine the horror genre. Finally, one of those films that may recreate, you know, like it'll be like a mighty phoenix. Like here's the dust, and it'll be like a phoenix. Like, here's all the horror movies and the stupid dust down here, and this will be the phoenix that rise from the ashes of the shitty fucking horror films. Quarantine is basically about a bunch of people who get stuck in a building and the police trap them in the building, even though they're not exposed to anything. So I want to see what that's about. It looks like really good. The new Spike Lee film, Miracle at Saint Anna, that looks really good too. Spike Lee is a very good director. I really like his style. I loved, what's it called? Inside Man. That was great. And his other films, I mean, he's a great director, and I really enjoy his work. So, one movie I didn't talk about. I'm so excited. I'm going to go buy the graphic novel immediately. They have this the animated graphic novel, Chapter 1 on iTunes. Watchmen, which looks absolutely incredible. I'm starting to like it more and more every time I see anything related to it. Watchmen seems to be the winner for me next year, March 9th. Oh shit, that's when he released 300. Oh fuck. 300 Friday, March 9th. thank you for watching. Again, if you haven't seen the GameSpot edition, Volume 14, Electronic Entertainment Awesomeness, check that out. This has been Why So Awesomeness, Volume 15 of Awesomeness. Go check out GiantBomb.com, a great video gaming website, just got launched. I'm Robert, Mr. Bojangles. Check out my stuff if you haven't already on this website and GameSpot.com. Look up me, Mr. Bojangles. There'll be links here, so you won't have to look me up at all. Just look to the side of the page. Should be that way. Please feel free to comment, bash the shit out of this. I love it, every second of it. Or just give me really good comments and rate it 5 stars every time you watch it from a different computer, which you should always. Thank you very much for watching. This concludes the 2-part awesomeness. Wow, that's a lot of awesomeness. It's a half hour. I could make like a fucking TV show on HBO. Bill Maher. Yo, this beard is fucking beast!